Hi, everyone. Welcome to Financial Insights. I'm Linda, your accounting coach. So, last video of the month regarding how to prepare for your taxes. So, previously we talked about doing a general ledger checkup on your profit and loss statement. Today, we're going to talk about doing a final checkup on the balance sheet. And so you may say to yourself, what is a checkup? What is a general ledger? We've been in meetings many times, whether with a tax professional or a board meeting, and someone says, okay, here's the financial statements. And so you see all these numbers, but you don't know what these numbers are. Where do they come from? They came from actually transactions that are hitting the general ledger. So the general ledger, once again, is just a list of all the transactions, all of the entries that are hitting your books. Now, if you're using Excel, that's basically your general ledger. It's just all of your transactions. And many times when we're preparing for tax season, we focus so much on the profit and loss statement and we forget the balance sheet. So I want to give you a couple tips on what to look for on the balance sheet before you submit your data for your taxes. So number one, on your balance sheet, once again, download the general ledger and only look at the balance sheet transaction. So remember, balance sheet accounts are assets, liabilities, and equity. So couple accounts you should definitely look at is making sure you do not have any balance in the undeposited fund if you're using QuickBooks. Also, make sure you have no balance in uncategorized asset. If you do, you need to look at that and get those transactions in the appropriate place. You also need to ensure that you have no negative balances in accounts receivable and accounts payable. Usually, when you have negative balances, that means that a payment has been received and not received against the invoice. You also want to take a look at your balance sheet to make sure that there's no P&L accounts listed. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. I had worked with one client who had created a utilities account and they actually categorize it as an asset. And so you want to make sure you don't have those type of accounts on your balance sheet because we know utilities is an expense and that should hit the profit and loss statement. You also want to look at your credit card. You want to look at all the transactions hitting your credit card, making sure they are credit card transactions. Another thing you want to look at is that if you have purchased equipment, any other type of assets, you want to make sure that they're hitting the balance sheet. And I always recommend that you actually get an accountant to help you with that, to make so they can actually do the journal entry in the schedule for your fixed assets. So make sure once again, before you submit your taxes, you do a general ledger checkup. You review your P&L accounts, you review your balance sheet accounts, and you're looking for negative numbers, just things that do not look right. You're looking for duplicates or just anything like you just don't know what it is, highlight those. If you have an accounting professional who helps you with your books, take time, schedule time with them to review your questions and the highlighted items. If you do not have an accounting professional, please reach out to us so we can walk through your questions and see how we can help you. Hopefully, once again, this information is helpful to you. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you next week.